To our World War II veterans that are here today, we salute you. Our veterans from Korea and Vietnam, especially to my brothers from Vietnam, indeed, welcome home. Welcome home to those who have served in this most recent 10-year campaign that we're in today. Today I stand before you on this proud day of remembrance and ask you to join me in celebrating the lives of those who made the ultimate sacrifice for the good of this great nation. Especially the families that are here today. I know Joe and Jan Johnson and some of the granddaughters are here today. We thank you and we understand your sacrifice and our hearts are with you. Also, Seth Sharpen family, we love you and we hold you in our care, and we're eternally grateful for the sacrifices that your family has made. General George Patton once said during a Memorial Day service, "In my mind, we came here to thank God that men like these lived rather than regret that they died." I ask that today you embrace those words in their entirety. There's a new book out written by Laura Hildenbrand, and it's a bestseller that you probably should pick up and read, about a story of incredible survival in World War II. It's called Unbroken. She wrote, "Some of the most liberating things in our history have been done by fighting men and women. I hope there is some condolence for those who have lost someone, that their loved one was lost in the service of something so grand as what the military stands for. I would also remind you that there is no other nation on earth whose sacrifice has been greater than the United States of America. Nowhere in the annals of history has there been a country before ours that has given so much to purchase the freedom of others. The sacred hallowed ground at Arlington and in the cemeteries at places like the Ardennes, Normandy, Pearl Harbor, Manila, and yes, Myrtle Cemetery are a testament to the price to achieve and maintain freedom around the world. A little history about Memorial Day that you should be aware of. It began as a local observance in the aftermath of the Civil War that we've referenced earlier. And the first national commemoration took place on May 30th, 1868, at the direction of General John A. Logan, commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, and through his General Order Number 11 specified, quote, "strewing flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in the defense of their country during the late rebellion." At this time, that meant only Union soldiers. Those who tended the burial sites in Arlington and Gettysburg and Vicksburg decided on their own to decorate the coffins of both Union and Confederate war dead in the healing process of Reconstruction. For 5 decades, this holiday remained essentially unchanged, but in 1919, as the bodies of young Americans returned to the United States from the battlefields of World War I, May 30th became truly a national event. It persisted as such until 1971, during the heat of Vietnam, the war America wanted to forget, when the Uniform Monday Holiday Act passed by Congress went into effect and turned into Memorial Day, quote, a 3-day weekend. And unfortunately, it became an occasion for appliance, mattress sales, auto sales, picnics, barbecues, and auto races. But thankfully, there are some places besides Arlington Cemetery where Memorial Day is still observed as a time honored to honor the war dead. Here in Rome, Georgia, you have not forgotten our culture, and you know how to do it right, and thank you. My dear friends, we are in the middle of a long war against people that would like to change our way of life, and you must never forget that fact. If you wanted somebody to sugarcoat words, you hired the wrong guy, and that's not me. The cost in these most recent times have been great. Since September 11th, 2001, over 1,471 servicemen have paid the ultimate price in Afghanistan. Today, there are over 22,000 United States Marines that are sitting in an outpost, the Vanguard of Freedom, somewhere in the southwest region of Afghanistan. In Iraq today, there are 4,600 U.S. soldiers that will start to come home this year that remain to complete the plan to reconstruct that nation, and where more than 4,421 servicemen of the United States of America died in combat operations. Allow me to refresh your memory a little bit about where all this started 10 years ago, and then over the past 25 years to sort of brush up on a little bit of history. Some say that on October 23rd, 1983, the Beirut barracks bombing was the beginning of the jihad against the United States and freedom-loving nations of the world. On that day, 256 United States Marines and sailors died at the hands of terrorists that plowed 2 truck bombs into a building of Beirut housing United States and French members and a multinational force to assist Lebanon. The blast led to the withdrawal of the International Peacekeeping Force from Lebanon, where they had been stationed since the Israeli conflict of 1982, invasion of Lebanon. And there may be a lesson in that shrinking from the face of evil that those that would do our nation harm. The island of Grenada in 1984, where Cuban influence reached its pinnacle, and United States citizens were threatened with extended captivity and abused. Well, United States Expeditionary Forces, U.S. Army Rangers, and United States Marines attacked by the sea and air to secure the safety and liberty of its citizens. In Panama, in Operation Just Cause in December of 1989, where a corrupt dictator, heavily involved in narco-trafficking and money laundering, had several military personnel executed, and the security of the Panama Canal was threatened, your United States decided to support those free people. Kuwait and Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, February 1991, is the largest call-up of the United States reserve forces since the Korean War. Coalition forces expelled Iraqi forces from their incursion into Kuwait. And we cannot forget Somalia, 1992-1993. When the clan violence in 1992 threatened international relief efforts, international efforts to help the people of Somalia, a U.S.-led coalition was sent in to provide relief for the thousands of Somalis who were caught in the crossfire of a deadly civil war. Once again, in Haiti in 1994 and 2004, and yes, 2010, U.S. forces execute peacekeeping operations to stabilize the fledgling island democracy that is only an hour-and-a-half flight from our shores in the United States of America. The act of cowardly terrorism against the USS Cole, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, for my friends that are here in the Navy, was preparing to moor in Aden, Yemen, when it was attacked by a boat that has been assisting with the friendly act of mooring it to the pier. And the list goes on. Bosnia, 1995, then September 11th, 2001, redefined our focus then, and then Afghanistan, 2001, when we began offensive operations. The war we are fighting, my friends, is not against a particular nation or ideology. Today, American enemies often do not represent a specific country. Instead, their allegiance is to terror.